Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Whether it's treating the character like a joke or turning him into a fat slob, one thing is for sure, Disney and Marvel Studios have butchered the fuck out of the character of Thor. The only character that they maybe handled worse was the Incredible Hulk, I think. So I came across this tweet that I saw before I even watched the trailer, and it's from Andre Hutchins, and he says, "I'm old enough to remember when the MCU took itself seriously and when Thor was awesome. Kenneth Branagh's Thor is better than Taika Waititi's Thor."
Goddamn right, that's the only way I work, Cap.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Full disclosure, I was never a huge fan of Thor, but the Phase 1 version of the character did get me somewhat interested, and at the very least it felt respectful to the source material, which is always a good thing, am I right? But we are a long way removed from that era, and the man who takes pleasure in destroying mythos is doing just that with Thor.
Why do these things always happen to me?
So the teaser trailer for Taika Waititi's Thor Love and Thunder has officially been released, and I didn't think it was possible for me to be less interested in a movie as I am with this one. And before the Give It a Chance crew shows up, I'm gonna stop you right there. It's Marvel Studios, it's Disney, it's Taika Waititi, we know what we're going to get from all of them. James Gunn levels of cringe staged in front of really shitty and overused CGI. Stop me if you've heard this before. When something has a track record that dates back a few years and has shown zero signs of evolving, it's okay to judge that book by its cover.
Man, I'm tired of being right.
Also, we have to take into account that once again, a teaser trailer's job is to get me interested in the movie. So the give it a chance defense mostly collapses on itself, much like the MCU as a whole is doing right now. So at the start of the trailer, it appears that Thor has gone all Thanos and went into seclusion to grow soybeans or some shit like that. I don't really know, who gives a shit. All I know is it's once again another example of Thor not being portrayed as the character that we expect him to be. And don't give me the "it's character development" defense, just like you did with Fat Thor. Clearly he is trying to find himself in this movie in more ways than one, but the reality is that Thor is a fucking joke at this point, and he's most likely going to be upstaged by the female version of the character. But more on that in a moment.
With a touch of a feminist agenda.
So Thor is now living a life of peace and self-reflection, and he's listening to Guns N' Roses, and then we get a lot of random CGI shots that make it look more like a DreamWorks picture than it does a live-action adaptation. There's lots of bright colors and shiny armor to keep the simps distracted, you know, typical Marvel shit. We get a shot of a charisma-less Tessa Thompson doing God knows what, and then we have Taika Waititi's single biggest contribution to the newest Thor mythos. You ready for it? Because Star-Lord is talking about looking into the eyes of the person you love, and as he's doing so, Thor flirtatiously enters the frame and gazes into his eyes.
All I can tell you, sir, is that he's gay.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Thor is now gay for Star-Lord. Confirmed. I don't know about anybody else, but a character's sexuality never really helped me relate to them. It always had more to do with whether or not they were a well-written character or not, and Thor is clearly not that. And it's not a coincidence to me that this is the moment in the movie that they chose to focus on most in a teaser trailer. This is going to go into marketing a little bit here, but bear with me.
Stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target.
Why? Because it gets the simps excited, and it makes people make articles and videos with titles just like the one you clicked on here. If we're being honest, and if it's someone like me who is just tired of the way Marvel does things, it would be better for me to just ignore this completely, because I'm only contributing to it by actually talking about it right now. They are quite literally grasping for attention by placing this in the trailer, and they know it.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
But I know for a fact that no one else is actually going to speak about this honestly, so it might as well be me. Because this shit has gotten so disingenuous at this point, I can't believe there's not more people speaking out against it. And no, not because people are homophobic. Homophobic, racist, misogynist, incel man, baby! The way these companies use LGBTQ representation or diversity in the most lazy way possible just to try and sell a movie, how is that not looked at as being disrespectful more so than it is being progressive? I guess any representation is good representation to the simp army, and of course people are using this moment to drag Chris Pratt because why not? And that's mostly on social media, which is not real life anyway, but people are quite literally incapable of letting other people live their lives the way they want to. Kind of weird from the crowd that preaches acceptance and tolerance, but we'll move on.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
So after a cutesy-wootsy flirty Thor quite literally ships with Star-Lord in the middle of a theatrical trailer, the trailer finishes off with girl Thor summoning Mjolnir. Where has Jane been all this time? I have no idea, but it's almost a shame that they roped Natalie Portman back into this bullshit. Because honestly, I do believe she is better than this. She is being used for her gender to push a narrative, and it's quite disingenuous as usual. But whatever's most convenient and gets you those cultural brownie points, I guess.
It's time for Anakin! I have the high ground!
At the very least, I hope she's at least getting a healthy paycheck for this, which I'm sure she is. After watching this trailer, it did nothing to change my mind about the current direction of the MCU or Taika Waititi's abilities as a director. The whole selling point of this trailer does not feel like a comic book movie or a superhero story. It is quite literally being sold on the realization of Thor's sexuality. That in the scheme of things actually means nothing culturally, as much as people would like to say otherwise.
That makes sense.
We aren't in the 1940s anymore. Everyone is well aware of the different sexualities that exist. All they are doing is using this agenda to mask a very generic and formulaic superhero movie that I would guess that most traditional comic book fans won't care about when it's released. But hey, at least Twitter likes it.
You snotty little bastard.
So have you seen the new Thor trailer? If you have, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Right on.